Welcome back. Well, over 160 people died this week in two separate commercial plane crashes. In both tragedies, weather reportedly played a huge role. The two planes flew in heavy rain, high winds, and thunderstorms. But aren't planes supposed to be able to withstand those elements? At least we hope so. Joining us now to explain how safe are we when actually fly is aviation expert Sal Lagoni. Nice to see you this morning, Sal.
Good to see you, too.
I mean, we've all been through these flights, scary flights.
Yeah.
I had one from Denver one time back, and it was thunderstorms. The whole plane was shaking. I thought we were going down. Should we be concerned about this type of weather?
Well, especially when you're talking about lightning, and I know that was a thunderstorm, so you expect to have some lightning with it. Almost every plane in the United States is hit by lightning at least once a year.
Wow.
And people don't realize that, but the planes are built to withstand that.
Okay, so lightning here, we have an animation here. Take a look at your screen at home because, as you say, they get struck all the time. We shouldn't worry about this? We're safe after this, after a lightning strike hits the plane?
Not at all. The lightning will probably hit one of the extremities of the plane, the tips of the wings or the front or the back. It'll exit to the other side, and it'll actually stay on the shell of the airplane and not go into the interior of the plane.
So we were driving the other day, and my son was terrified of a thunderstorm. I said, you know, being in a car is one of the safest places to be.
Correct.
Is the same thing true of a plane?
A little bit different because you're actually sometimes creating the lightning. The plane is the only, you know, we always talk about not being the highest object.
Right.
Obviously, the plane is the highest object. But the planes are made to withstand it. The last problem we've had with lightning with an airliner was in 1964, before the redesign and the new regulations from the FAA, which made certification of lightning a part of the certification process.
Heavy rain also an issue, and that we may or may not know yet from one of these crashes was one of the reasons why. Here's an animation of what heavy rain. So we're not really worried about the rain so much as we're worried about what?
Downdrafts. Downdrafts and updrafts, really.
So when rain hits, how does that hit the plane?
What happens is, as the rain is falling through the clouds, it's pulling the air with it. So it's going to have a very severe downdraft, up to 6,000 feet per minute sometimes. There's a vacuum created by that, so you have updrafts on the upside of that. So you have
potholes in the sky,
kind of like my wife calls them, air bumps. But severe air bumps. You're actually going up with updrafts on one side, and then right away going to a downdraft, and that very much could be something to do with the Maui crash.
Wow. Okay, and here then heavy wind is also an issue. Here's another graphic of what heavy wind would look like. How could this affect a flight?
Well, not so much. If the heavy wind is behind you, you'll get there faster. If it's in front of you, you'll get there slower. Where heavy winds really cause problem is in turbulence, because it can create turbulence, and closer to the ground where you're actually trying to take off or land. That's where a pilot has to be most skilled in trying to avoid crosswinds. That's why airports are designed the way they are. They usually have runways that are facing with the prevailing winds.
So that's still the biggest issue facing aircraft is takeoff and landing, not these flights that we've seen midair.
Absolutely. That's where most accidents happen.
So still after these crashes this week, you're still confident saying still the safest way to travel?
No doubt about it. Your chances of getting killed in an aircraft crash are about the same as being hit by lightning 7 times in your life.
Wow.
That's 1 in 25 million.
I'll take those odds, Sal. I'm not a betting man, but I'll take those. Sal Lagoni, great to see you.
Good to see you, too.